10 Star Trek TOS episodes written by DC. Fontana. Ranked worst to best screenwriter and story editor Dorothy D.C. Fontana wrote or co-wrote 10 episodes of Star Trek, the original series, and her Star Trek legacy cannot be overstated. Aside from creator John Roddenberry, very few writers had as much influence on Star Trek as D.C. Fontana. Dorothy went from being Roddenberry's secretary to one of the few women writers working in Hollywood at the time, and Fontana eventually became one of the youngest story editors in television. Fontana helped craft some of Star Trek's most influential characters and storylines, including several elements of Vulcan culture. E.C. Fontana's first official Star Trek script was for Charlie X, based upon a story proposed by John Roddenberry. After Fontana proved herself to be a strong writer, she began to develop her own ideas into stories, gaining more freedom as a screenwriter. Notably, Fontana came up with the idea for Journey to Babel, which introduced Spock's parents, Ambassador Sarek, Mark Leonard, and Amanda Grayson, Jane Wyatt. Although Fontana left Star Trek's production team before the show's third season, she continued to pen scripts on a freelance basis. Here are DC. Fontana's 10 Star Trek episodes ranked worst to best. When the USS Enterprise rescues a group of travelers from a stolen shuttle, the newcomers take over the ship in pursuit of the mythical planet of Eden. Led by a man named Dr. Severin, Skip Homier, the members of this group have rejected modern society and embraced a nomadic lifestyle as they search for Eden. Oddly, Spock, Leonard Nimoy, understands these space hippies, despite their seemingly illogical views. At the end of Star Trek's The Way to Eden, Severin and his followers steal a shuttlecraft and travel to Eden, only to find the planet to be dangerous. Although the planet looks beautiful, the plants secrete powerful acids and grow poisonous fruit. E.C. Fontana is credited under the pseudonym Michael Richards, as she was unhappy with the many changes made to the script. Her original teleplay, entitled Joanna, featured the daughter of Dr. Leonard McCoy, DeForest Kelley. When Captain Kirk and a landing party are stranded on a strange planet, a mysterious woman named Losira, Lee Meriwether, attacks both the landing party and the crew aboard the Enterprise. In command of the Enterprise, Spock works to get back to Kirk and the landing party, while a version of Losira wreaks havoc on the ship's systems. Another version of Losira kills one of the landing party members and injures LT. Sulu, George Takei, on the planet, the landing party eventually finds and destroys a large computer, which had been powering the various Losiras as a security measure for the planet. A disease had previously wiped out the planet's inhabitants, leaving their security system defending an empty planet. DC. Fontana was apparently frustrated by the way her original story was changed, and she used the pseudonym of Michael Richards for her story credit. When the Starship Enterprise visits Capella 4 to negotiate a mining contract, they discover that the Klingons have already made an offer. Although the Capellan leader, Akar, Ben Gage, initially sides with the Federation, another Capellan challenges him, and they begin fighting amongst themselves. After Akar is killed in the fighting, Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner, Spock, and Dr. McCoy help his pregnant wife, Eileen, Julie Newmar, escape into the nearby hills. Dr. McCoy helps Eileen deliver her baby, and she returns to her people, eventually becoming her son's regent and allying with the Federation. DC. Fontana came up with the storyline of Friday's Child because she wanted to explore a story about a strong female character who did not necessarily want children. The final version of the story remains very similar to the idea Fontana pitched, although the Klingon presence was added later. Dorothy Catherine D.C. Fontana was a pioneering writer for Star Trek, the original series, TOS, who played a crucial role in shaping the series' direction and expanding its narrative depth. As one of the first women to write for the franchise, Fontana's contributions were invaluable, particularly in developing the Vulcan mythology, Spock's character, and more. Here are all 10 episodes of TOS written or co-written by Fontana, ranked from worst to best based on their storytelling, character development, and impact on the Star Trek universe. 10. The Way to Eden. Co-written, Season 3. While Fontana only contributed an early draft of this episode, it's widely considered one of the weakest Star Trek stories. The Way to Eden introduces a group of space hippies searching for a mythical utopia, with the Enterprise crew trying to keep them in check. The episode's overt attempts to reflect the counterculture movements of the 1960s don't age well, and the campy execution falls flat. While it does address themes of idealism and rebellion, it's not executed in a way that resonates with TOS's best work. 9. Charlie X. Season 1. Though Charlie X is an early Star Trek episode with an intriguing premise, it doesn't quite reach the heights of Fontana's later efforts. It centers on a young man, Charlie, who has godlike powers but lacks the maturity to handle them. The episode explores themes of adolescence, loneliness, and unchecked power. However, the plot feels a bit simplistic compared to later TOS episodes, and Charlie's character doesn't leave a lasting impact on the series as a whole. 8. Friday's Child. Season 2. In Friday's Child, the crew of the Enterprise is caught in the middle of a conflict between two alien factions vying for control of the planet Capella 4. While it offers a solid look at diplomacy and the clash of cultures, the episode's pacing and overall structure don't match the brilliance of Fontana's best work. It does, however, feature an interesting subplot involving McCoy's rapport with a pregnant alien woman, which shows Fontana's deft hand in character interactions. 7. Tomorrow is Yesterday. Season 1, Tomorrow is Yesterday, introduces time travel to TOS, a concept that would become a staple of the franchise. When the Enterprise is accidentally flung back to 20th century Earth, they must navigate the perils of being discovered by contemporary humans, while also figuring out how to return to their own time. The episode is lighthearted and fun, showcasing Fontana's ability to balance humor with the show's high-concept science fiction. However, compared to other TOS time travel episodes, it lacks the emotional or thematic weight of, say, The City on the Edge of Forever. 6. Journey to Babel. Season 2. One of Fontana's most essential contributions to TOS lore, Journey to Babel is a masterclass in character-driven storytelling. The episode introduces Spock's parents, Sarek and Amanda, and delves into the strained relationship between Spock and his father. It also tackles a murder mystery on board the Enterprise during a diplomatic mission. The interplay between Spock's Vulcan logic and his human emotions is compelling, and the episode adds depth to Vulcan culture while establishing Sarek as one of Star Trek's most enduring characters. The only reason it isn't ranked higher is because Fontana has even stronger episodes in her repertoire. 5. The Enterprise Incident. Season 3. The Enterprise Incident stands out as a high-stakes, espionage-driven episode that introduces some exciting Cold War-style intrigue to TOS. In the episode, Kirk and Spock embark on a covert mission to steal a Romulan cloaking device. This episode's strength lies in its tension-filled narrative and its further exploration of the Romulans, an adversary rarely seen in TOS. Spock's flirtation with the Romulan commander also gives Leonard Nimoy the chance to showcase his range as an actor. It's a thrilling and tightly plotted episode, emblematic of Fontana's skill at combining action with character. 4. This Side of Paradise. Season 1. In This Side of Paradise, the Enterprise crew encounters a colony where the inhabitants are unnaturally happy and healthy, thanks to the influence of alien spores. This episode provides one of the first deep dives into Spock's character, as the spores free him from the emotional constraints of his Vulcan heritage. The scenes where Spock experiences love and joy for the first time offer a poignant exploration of what it means to be human. Fontana's script expertly balances philosophical inquiry with emotional storytelling, making it one of the most memorable episodes from the first season. 3. The Ultimate Computer. Season 2. A prescient episode about the dangers of automation and artificial intelligence. The Ultimate Computer explores the conflict between man and machine, as the Enterprise is fitted with a new AI system that can run the ship without a crew. Captain Kirk's personal crisis as he faces obsolescence is,